Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be comparing Pacwyn 21 and Madfut 21. So obviously we're going to be starting off with Pacwyn 21, listing its pros and cons, and then we're going to move on to Madfut 21. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first up, Pacwyn 21, the first main pro is that it has way too many features. It has so many more features compared to Madfut 21. As you can see, mini games, DSCs, and then you've got obviously Road to Glory, you've got Weekend Tournament, you've got Draft League, all of that stuff. So way too many game modes and features. And next up, we've got free packs and free coins and free tokens. As you can see, we can just watch an ad, get some free tokens, free coins, and then obviously if you go over to profile, you keep getting a promo code every now and then, and you keep getting free gifts whenever there's a server glitch or whenever Pacwyn are feeling nice and stuff. So obviously that is one more good thing, that you get free stuff. With the free stuff, obviously I forgot to mention about the daily login rewards. Obviously next up we have weekly objectives, not the most challenging intellectually, but I must say it is something to work towards, and it's a weekly bonus of sorts. So that is very good. Obviously when we're talking about objectives, obviously we have daily objectives as well, but we have those on Madfut as well in the form of draft of the day and pack of the day, so that isn't really a big thing. Next up, really, we have trading, which right now is not out on Madfut, so that definitely is a bit of a pro for Pacwyn 21 over Madfut 21. I know it's not the biggest of things because Madfut is definitely going to be releasing trading real soon, but yeah, I know it's still something. Next up, calendar and associations. It is a bit of a under talked about thing, to be honest, calendars, but I feel like they're very useful because if this thing actually loads, I will show you guys. Because right now, as you can see, we have they give us the time, UTC apparently. I don't know which time zone that is, but as you can see, according to UTC, they do make sure that we know when we have new stuff coming out. So that is pretty good as well, along with associations. It's not much of a thing for me, to be quite honest, but I'm sure lots of people have fun playing with their friends, and then they might take pride in their association being on top. Same thing with leaderboards, so those things come under the same thing. As you can see, top associations is also one of the parts of leaderboard. For me, those are the pros in Pacwyn 21. Now I think it's time we roll over to the cons of Pacwyn 21, so let's go. Okay, so starting off, the cons is obviously going to be an outstanding issue from last year as well, and it is the poor servers. We all know how much Pacwyn servers keep crashing, and we make fun of Pacwyn for it a lot. This year they have promised that it's going to be different, but there's already been one server crash, so hopefully it does improve with time to go, because that would just make the game much better. Now next up, the thing is, with this server stuff and all, you must have already seen how much time it takes for everything to load. To be quite honest, it is quite irritating. Well, give me a second. To be quite honest, it is quite irritating as to how long it takes for every single thing to load. As you can see, even lightning round. We don't have any lightning round packs right now, but it still says loading packs, as you can see. It just takes way too long, sorry, if you ask me, to get everything loaded and stuff. Now next up, daily drafts. Daily drafts are pretty darn hard every time. These last few days it has been a bit easier, so I think Pacwyn are learning. But before that, and I made a video on it as well, daily drafts weren't the easiest, so that comes under the list of cons as well. Now next up, you guys might know this already, but very poor draft system on Pacwyn, And to be quite honest, I don't know what they were doing. We can't place players out of position. The chemistry is all over the place. You never know when you're going to get a good pick. The subs and reserves aren't sub rated. It's all over the place basically. And they really need to fix their drafts, if you're asking me. So that goes under as one of their cons as well. Now, this might be a con for only me. Some people might not find this as a con, but to be quite honest, I feel Pacwyn released too many cards. And by that, I especially mean too many high rated cards. Because by the time you're approaching the end of the game, it's so easy to just keep getting 99 rated players, 100 rated players, 90 plus rated players. There's so many random collections that you can keep completing. I mean, for some people that might be fun, but to be quite honest to you, when it's easy to pack high rated players and there are so many out there, it takes the fun out of it. There's no challenge in it, so it takes the fun out of it. But yeah, some people might not agree with me on that, but that is my view on it. And that should wrap up the cons for me, except for wait, I do have one more little con, and that is obviously the SBCs don't have any intellectual thinking going into them. It's pretty much all hard work and grind stuff. But yeah, that isn't the biggest of cons, I would say, because still you need hard work and grinding. But for us YouTubers, it would be helpful if you needed to be intellectual with them as well. So anyways, that does conclude our Pacwyn 21 pros and cons. Now it's time to go over to our Mad Fut 21 pros and cons. Okay, so we're over on Mad Fut 21 pros. First up, I know Pacwyn 21 has decent graphics, but it is nowhere near as good as Mad Fut 21. The background, the drafts, the packs, everything, from animations to, stuff like that, everything, just overall, the graphics on Mad Fut 21 are just way, way better than Pacwyn 21, if you ask me. Next up, it is a much smoother game. There's, as you can see, no loading time, not much loading time at all. You go into a draft, there's not much loading time. You go straight into it. You get a captain's pick and everything. You just keep going straight into everything, and there's really no time wasted anywhere with the loading and stuff. Obviously, the servers are also stable, and there are no crashes as such. And as you can see, everything is a much smoother experience. The next pro is obviously going to be a much better draft experience, a much more realistic draft experience, because as you can see, very decent looking draft. It looks very good, and then you can place players wherever you want. You can place him there, you can place them all over the place, to get chem, to do draft of the days, which I need to do right now. We need to do that ASAP. Moving on from that, we have a free packs option. That is a very, very good option, if you ask me, because you don't have that on Pacwyn. And Pacwyn, on Mad Fut, you can grind lots of XP by just opening free packs, and you can get lots of players, you can get lots of duplicates. But on Pacwyn, realistically, you have to do so many other things to grind XP and stuff like that. Next up, the final pro that I have for Mad Fut 21, pretty much, obviously, apart from a much smoother gaming experience, free packs, beautiful graphics, all of that stuff, we also obviously have much more challenging SBCs that we could actually make videos around. I mean, there could be still larger SBCs, the way Pacybits made us do about 10 or 11 SBCs for one SBC player, but nonetheless, it still does have some premium SBCs which are pretty darn good. As you can see from the ones that we've completed, a few of these were actually quite hard to do, and that makes for us YouTubers to get a few videos out without much sweat. Now onto the cons though. If you really look at it, we don't have any free stuff on Mad Fut, because you don't get promo codes, you don't get free packs by watching ads, and you don't get a daily login gift. So it would be a bit good, at least if they added a daily login gift, maybe 50k and then 100k, stuff like that. It would just make it a little bit easier for us players to come back every day with some motivation to play. Okay, now this next thing is an obvious one. we don't have too many features on Madfut, to be quite honest. And they were gonna add a new feature, but instead they decided, they're gonna add trading, which leads us to the next con, which is obviously that we don't have trading just yet, and it's taking too flipping long to get trading into this game. So please, Madfut, whatever you're doing, do it quickly, because right now we are getting desperate for trading, so we need that ASAP. So yeah, that makes it 3 cons already. We have no calendar whatsoever. I mean, you can see how helpful it is as a YouTuber, at least, to have a calendar, because obviously every night I have to stay up till 11:30 wondering if Madfut's gonna release a new SBC, some new cards or whatever, because there's no updates whatsoever in game or on their IG. So I just wish they made something like a calendar like Pacwyn did. Next con is obviously that there's no associations or no leaderboards. For me, that's not really that necessary, but leaderboards would probably be a fun thing, and associations, many people want to play with their friends, so obviously that would also be a good feature to add for everyone, especially for any Pacwyn players, because then that would make them flock over to Madfut as well, because they do take pride in their association, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, that could be a decent addition. We have to log in to Pacwyn with our Facebook account. That pretty much makes us gives us a restoring option, so that whenever we log in with that Facebook account on a different device, I'm pretty sure you get the same progress, same duplicates and everything. But on Madfut, there is literally no way to restore right now. So yeah, that does add to the list of cons, and it is not a pretty one. Final con, and this is probably me saving best for last, but we do have pack of the day and draft of the day, but we don't have any weekly objectives, and to be quite honest, we need weekly objectives. Remember how good weekly objectives were on Pacybits? We want to see that back again on Madfut. So hopefully, yeah, they do tend to these pros and cons at some point in the future. Okay, so right now on the screen for you guys, I will leave all the Pacwyn 21 pros and cons and all the Madfut 21 pros and cons. So it's your decision to make, but for me personally, whatever Pacwyn 21 do, and although they have better features right now, Madfut 21 is eventually going to come through and overtake them. So for me, Madfut 21 is a better game. Let me know which you think is the better game in the comments down below. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys with another video real soon. Until then, goodbye.